gents. Let's get the Bellew of the Week on the go for episode 411. Who's still with us? Everyone's fallen asleep. Matty's here. Ozzy, Rapping, Rob Kelly, Gabe, and Andy. Oh, which one should we play tonight? Let's have a go at this one.
You and this boxing salon, whatever you're called, right? You see, you must be the most bored man on planet Earth, because what you do is you sit and talk about what the fuck I do. Remember this, right? What you talk about, I do. I do it. You talk about it, I do it. So that gives me the right to say whatever I want about what I do. It doesn't give you the right because you don't do it. Now, if you show me a video of you doing it and doing it at the level I do it at, then maybe you can have a say. But remember this, I fight, you watch. It's that simple. That's all it's about. I fight, you watch. No one gives a shit about what you say or what you do, but they give a shit about me because I fight. I don't watch. Simple as that. Your podcast isn't worth a carrot. I don't give a shit what you say, what you do. If you've got something to say to me, I'm not hard to find. I'm usually on the front row of boxing events. Come and say hello, or come and say to me what you'd say to me on your daft podcast. But remember this, I get more views with a fart than what you get with a 2-hour podcast. On that note,
listen, I think Tony's been quiet recently, but did he not pick Kelly to win last night?
I think he might have done, you know.
Listen, it just shows you, by the way, even us virgins in their box rooms in their mum basement can't get it right all the time, you know. You can pros fuck it up.
I love that one, in your mum's basement. I've never met anybody who has a basement.
Neither have I.
What the fuck is he talking about? Basement. What kind of basement has he got?
I've got one in Norway.
Maybe I heard they had basements.
I have a basement.
On his dad's friend's island, they had a few basements, I heard.
Yeah, basement jacks. Let's get on to Bellew of the Week, then, shall we?
Where's your head at?
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Billy Joe Saunders, first nomination, talking about the Avanesi and Kelly fight, pay-per-view. If you know boxing, says Billy Joe. He wants to watch it on pay-per-view. And this is an absolute... Oh, well, you never know. Maybe on DAZN. This is an absolute cracker, this one. Straight off the bat from A-Star Kid J. Someone who got a Tunde Ajayi tattoo. Yes, a Tunde tattoo. Let's have a look at it in all its glory, shall we? Piece by piece. There's the great man himself in the middle there. MTK Global tattooed at the top on the shoulder, as you do. Stamina for sale, branding as well. And interestingly enough, it's this tattoo takes place in the Peacock gym. But unfortunately, Tunde's head is actually covering the P, so it just says cock.
That's going to take some
if they actually had any sort of like artistic kind of say in the matter, because there's a fucking type cock on that guy's forehead, by the way, you know.
Is this fucking real?
Yeah. You even get the cheese grater it.
MTK.
No, this is not a real thing, is it?
Well, apparently so. It looks pretty real to me. Look. It's like cock piss partridge, isn't it? There you go, Tunde, the main man. Maybe he got it tattooed on his own arm. He wouldn't put it past him.
You gotta be shitting me.
System 9, baby.
So who
going to take some beating.
Is that Anthony Yard getting that tattoo?
It might be.
So he's got MTK Global put in the evenings with Frank Warren. Something's off
no,
there. Like.
Hey, if you do that, do you get a paycheck from him?
I don't know. You might do. Yard bicep would be bigger than that, wouldn't it?
I'll see if I can call Danny and see if he'll give me a check for ripping his business there.
There you go, Gabe. Get on it. Dillian White, Povetkin hit me with one clean shot. I was all right. I was fine. Matt Dobson box bed.
Did you see my tweet that I videoed him last night? Well, I wasn't sure I should have been stopped.
I did. That was the best.
I bet you weren't sure when you woke up if you should have been stopped or not.
See what I love about that picture there, right? He's lying on the deck, but he's got his lips like that. It's like he's going to go, woo!
It's one of the greatest nights on the asylum, that, man. Fuck me. Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
That's something about George to get sparked off Ruiz like it is.
Looking forward to the rematch on the Gibraltar Rock, March the 27th. Do a post-fight pod one for that, Andy?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm up for that. Anything? Listen, we've been pretty well with the post for the commentary pods and that, because everyone's seen me delivering a knockout or some sort of kind of violent ending and that, so it's been really good.
They've always been good ones. Forget shadow boxing, get shadow watching. Just say, what's Anthony Joshua watching into your Sky Q voice remote to find out what AJ's been watching this week.
Entourage, The Crown.
Oz, not Oz. Does that work on the Fire Stick, or is that feature available now?
Ozzy Osbourne. Moving on. Jay King, Stephen Dempster, Sunday Times article on the MTK Global Foundation that calls itself a UK charity, but it isn't a legally registered charity. Its director, Spencer Fear, on This Week spoke in defence of Daniel Kinahan. He's also quoted here saying the foundation wants to help with gun crime on the streets. I'm not sure what kind of help they'll be putting forward, but hopefully it'll be quite positive anyway.
I've got Lewis Fear on coming up shortly. When you go back.
Oh, yep. Lewis Calvert, big right hook. Here's a fight idea from left field. Dave Allen versus Eddie Hall. Would you be interested in watching if it was on an undercard in 2022? Super Dicky 193, that's Rich, has nominated a former guest of this show, actually, Lewis Calvert, for that one. Anto Kakachi has been nominated by Franny 550 for begging for followers off Tommy Fury. Someone might have asked him to do that.
Here's the condition he's in, by the way, Tommy Fury. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
He's like he's come out of a fucking laboratory somewhere, by the way, the fucking build he's got on him.
Probably has.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Aye.
Wasn't he advertising meat patches on a previous Bellew of the Week? Do you remember? He couldn't get his sausage sandwich and he was promoting the meat patch.
Fucking, it's true what they say, fucking Glenn Levin, train harder.
The Mexican beef patch. If you want something with a bit of spice.
By the way, he'd want to get on the sausage and rasher sandwich out of Centra in Wexford. Fucking hell, man. Serious lockdown fever over here, you know what I mean?
Oh, mate, listen, I'm ready to... So, since see me win the league in 3 weeks' time, I have got it all planned. Listen, mate, just stay tuned for my Facebook page. I've got the button looked out. I've got the flags. I've got some smoke bombs arriving today, and that this is going to be absolute fucking epic. 10 years of pain going to get erased shortly.
Have a few effigies that you can throw on top of the bonfire there.
No, I didn't build bonfires.
Here's someone we can throw on the bonfire. Blocked by the Guru this week. A Boxing Exposure tweeted out, in your opinion, is Lennox Lewis an all-time top 10 heavyweight? John Rawlings said the question doesn't need to be asked. A more valid question is whether there is an argument that Lennox Lewis is top of the pile. Adam Abranovitz at Saturday Night Boxing jumps in and says, clear top 10 for me. The only thing that stops him from being among the top handful or so is the off nights he would have had in his prime. Lost to 2 journeymen, but on his night could beat anyone.
Well, I kind of get them. I kind of understand the story about Oliver McCall being a journeyman and stuff like that, but Lewis was begrudgingly given his respect late in his career, and I think his career only advances, further as he's been retired. And that it's that simple. But he was just a born fighter. He had one of those kind of, how can I put it, one of these attitudes and that nothing mattered to him by the fight. He was born. He was quite belligerent, shall we say, at some points and stuff like that. Wasn't he very media friendly, shall we say? I remember speaking to Ed Robinson that he always said that Lennox Lewis was quite hard to get anything positive out of that. It's just how he was in that. But
call him McCall and Rackman journeyman. I mean, come on.
But he's a fucking 2-time legit world heavyweight champion.
The only time you seen it was with Rockwell, when Rockwell was accused of being gay and he lost the fucking plot. And then in the Tyson fight, I think you needed a Shannon Briggs and that. You needed to bring a fight out of him, like Klitschko. You needed to bring out of it to see his greatness.
Do you remember, mate, when I showed you that? I don't know if you've seen the video that I showed you for the sparring session he did for the Holyfield rematch. Yeah. And Manny Stewart, he's got. There was word coming out the training camp and that Lewis was getting dropped in sparring. So Manny Stewart's in fucking Lewis's ear and I said before the sparring session, he says, "See this cunt here? This is the guy who's been doing all the chatting to the press. I want you to go out here and fucking smash him up." And what happens? Fucking Lewis is in there, man. He's banging away in that. Next minute, this guy who's a Taekwondo champion, and that was actually fucking putting Lewis to the ground and stuff like that. So Lewis gets up, man. He's like, clean gloves. Lewis is like, fuck that, straight right hand jab. He's like, when you prick, let's fucking go. So Lewis might be a nice mama's boy in that, but he was a fucking savage when he wanted and had to be.
But when you bring it out of him, I think that's when you see how good he
Aye.
was. Like
Yeah,
those
aye.
moments, like at the top of his career, and I was a big Rudgeon Lewis fan because I thought he was fighting just fucking road sweepers on the BBC. And the first time we were just having to endure that he was the next greatest thing. And it took, I think, the Razor Ruddock fight for me to wake up and go, hold on, like this guy's fucking, because he laboured with Bruno a bit as well. Like, so I was skeptical about him, but that second half of his career, he was spectacular on his night.
Lennox Lewis is the greatest heavyweight from 1995 to 2005.
He's top 6 of all time. Top 6 of all time.
The only question mark I really have, a what if about Lennox Lewis, and it's actually a question about the entire heavyweight division from 2000 on, is what if Ike Ibeabuchi didn't go to jail? That's always a question I'm going to have in my head. That dude was fucking mean.
But Lewis would have fought him, Matty. I think
he would have.
He would have. Lewis fought. I mean, for a guy perceived to have a chin, a weak chin, he fought some fucking bad bangers in his day.
I don't buy the weak chin thing.
David Tua, Tommy Morrison, Tyson,
again.
Bang.
They're 250-pound men. If you're in enough fights, you're gonna probably get knocked out at some point. It's just the law of averages. These are just big men throwing big fucking shots, and some have fucking toasters for hands.
Nomination for Abramovich anyway from David Almond. Talking of top-class heavyweights who are going places, Christopher Lovejoy's back on the scene, being nominated by Dale Allen. That feeling when nobody wants the smoke, says Lovejoy. Look at that little chuckle there that he's having. Don King is having a chuckle as well. Here's one, Andy. You enjoyed this one earlier. The only fighters to win titles at 130, 135, 140 and 147. Manny Pacquiao, 8 divisions. Although one of them was a bit suspect. It was IBO, wasn't it? Anyway, Floyd Mayweather, 5 divisions. Oscar De La Hoya, 6 divisions. And there he is, about Bale, big AB, 4-division world champion.
Always balling, always popping, cashing those checks and having sex. AB always rolling. Yeah, some man is the AB. And I've noticed ESPN were kind of going my narrative there last night. I forget what it was. Maybe Matty and Gabe can help me out here, but they were talking about the Berchelt Valdez fight. They were mentioning the same breath along the lines of kind of like Arguello and a couple of other fighters that ilk running about that era. And that I forget what it was again, but it was just fucking nonsensical. It's like, what was it, Matty? Can anybody remember?
So thankfully, I had to bounce back and forth between both cards, so I didn't have to listen to their bullshit. I kept going fight to fight to fight.
All right, no worries. We'll pass on that one then.
Pass on that one. Pass over to Sky Sports Netball. Bean all over this.
Look at the one on the right with the red. Look at the teeth on that.
Look at that. There's Bean enjoying himself. He loves a bit of the netball, does Bean.
I bet that one with the one that's holding the ball, I bet she could chew a fucking apple through a fucking letterbox, that one, by the way.
There you go. Might get into the netball myself if this is the standard.
Well, I seen a game was on the day, mate. Celtic something. I forget what their name was again, but I had it on for like 2 minutes. I'm saying, Bean's watching this. I'm switching this off.
Bean sweating somewhere. Moving on, Taywood Finers nominated Billy Denner. Ben Davison needs to take hold of Josh Kelly before Booth ruins him like he has everyone else. Nah. Devin Haney talking about Broner here. Broner still sharp. Barry Hands of Stoned then nominated Demare 77. He said, I still suspect that Maidana had loaded gloves and that's impacting AB's career today. Stay vigilant, champ. Wolves always trying to get the upper hand. Fair fighters. Oh no, he's trying to say that Maidana had loaded gloves against AB. You having a stroke there, Matthew?
I just keep, whenever I think about that fight, I go back to, do you remember the way that Broner was when he was walking out of the ring? Like, he looked like he was
he was
fucking traumatized, man. He
looked back to the nursing home.
He looked like he did fucking just like fucked up at school and he was walking home to get his ass whipped or something. Like, it was like, oh God, no, this is terrible. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
B-Hop Slices, that's it. I ended his career right there, but that was tremendous stuff.
No, thank you, Marcos Maidana, for giving me one of the happiest nights of my life.
Bombay Bryce has nominated Coogan Cassius. For your information, Hearn's V-neck Gucci sweater costs £1,500, says Coogan. Thanks for that.
Cheers, Coogan. Well, by the way, congratulations. No, seriously, congratulations, Coogan. He's become a dad for the first time. I think it's a wee girl. I think so. Congratulations to Cougs.
And
Well
to be fair, that's because Eddie has to buy a larger size sweater now than he did a year or two ago.
He's a fat bastard. Look at the chippy tits there last night.
Enjoying life. Bombay Bryce has nominated Tony Bellew. Bit of honesty there from Tony. Look back at the fight and be honest with yourself. Accept your weaknesses. Blah blah blah. Take the punches. Love a bit of advice from Tone. Wyvern the Terrible. Ingle deserves a shout for Bellew of the Week for the shit tactics and meltdown he was having in Davis's corner. Welsh Ollie has gone and dragged one up from 2018 when Box Combat said Josh Kelly is looking like a welterweight Lomachenko during the Chris George fight. Here we go, Andy. Maybe you've got this one, have you? Craig Mastro Totaro informed me that Master Knowledge himself and Tundi on Stamina for Sale were doing a live pod. I think it was as successful as ours because they had one live viewer, Raymond Fisher, logging in.
We had 4, so fuck Fearon. Can I just say something while we were saying fuck Fearon? Spencer Fearon during the week to IFL said that Josh Warrington never got his props or full props for being a world champion. Absolute, total and utter verbal diarrhea. Total pish. So that's basically translating to Warrington never got his props because he was fighting on fucking BT until he got to Sky. That's just fucking saying, by the way. So Fearon, Master Knowledge, you're talking absolute shite.
Nomination for the Master himself.
Nomination for a few of our listeners, by the way. Sorry, Steve, to interrupt.
No, go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
Some of our listeners, Tyann Booth was doing a post-live fight thing last night, and some of our listeners getting busy in the super chat there for Tyann Booth, so they are fucking hammering in the super chats for Tyann. I'm not going to name names now, all right? I'm not going to put you under pressure, but come on now, content-wise, the figures are not adding up here, man. Tyann is fucking launching into Echo Falls on the strength of your contributions that you're getting here for free, laughing at us.
Says rapping Rob Kelly at 11:05, no less, Rob, and we're still here.
Exactly. Main bastards. Shout out to the listeners.
Shout out to the listeners. Fuck the
listeners.
listeners.
So get in the super chat pledges, bitches, or get in the Patreon. Don't fuck about or we're going to quit the podcast. Simple as.
Value for value model. Come on, if you think it's worth fuck all, then off you go.
Fuck your Sundays, by the way. I got a betting day on my Sundays where I talk to you guys.
Fuck your Sundays up.
Yeah, we're going into the Old Firm podcast world. Fuck you.
Yeah, me and Rob's going to go and clean up this bitch.
Do you think Rob likes standing outside in the wind and the cold? Do you really think that's how he wants to spend his time?
Yeah, you fucking selfish bastards.
Shout out to the British Shed Clinic. Maybe they could get Rob hooked up soon. Who knows? Regis Progo has been nominated by many people, including Chris Crotty. So I was just randomly thinking, and I hit some horrendous-looking chicks in my lifetime. I at least got 30 bodies that wish I could just erase. Don't judge me. I wasn't always rich. We've all been there, lol.
I responded to that, and he actually liked my tweet. I actually believe it, though, so I'll let you go and read it.
Dude, and for people that haven't been to the New Orleans area, there are some scary looking fucking chicks down there, man. Andy, I wouldn't touch them with your dick and fucking Rob pushing, man.
I would just want to confirm that I would not be present for any pushing.
Only for pulling.
Me and Bulldog in the corner.
Addy0251 has nominated Luke Marley. Luke Marley was responding to Tony Bellew. He says, Josh Kelly's fight last night reminded me of yourself in Manchester against Usyk, winning and in control, but ran out of gas and got overpowered. Gutted you never came back for one more shot. I'm not sure Pretty Boy Kelly has the mentality of the bomber. Here we go. What was going on here? Joe Kennedy's nominated Chris Glover for his expensive sweater. Glover, a pro boxer extraordinaire, was going in on Teresa Rosa. Look at you, a wannabe celebrity living in your mom's basement, I can only assume. And look at someone whose sweater is worth more than your month's salary and is built on their own money. Haha. Just apologise and move on. What's expensive sweater gate here?
This is the guy who stole money for his ex-girlfriend and that. Aye. This is and all of a sudden when I pull him up for it on Twitter, deletes his account. And I've got all his sick ass, kiss ass fucking crew and that. Andy's a good man. All that type of stuff and that. Get fucked. Chris Glover, you fucking. This was the guy who was chasing Tommy by right. So Tommy says, I'll fucking have you in New York. What happens? Shites the bed.
I bet their favorite band is the
Never
Cardigans.
seen a fella in a fucking $1,500 sweater that could fight.
It's not even a V-neck.
I know. It's got tits. It also comes with tits as well, by the looks of it.
This is cashmere, you bitch.
He took it.
And the antique watch tonight.
I've seen that one with Davis, by the way. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
Gervonta Davis has been named as driver in a hit and run that injured 3. Bombay Bryce has nominated him for that one. So here we go.
Going to jail, that one then.
Yeah, well, you never know. He might do. Getting into the good stuff now. O'Hara Davis was having a bit of back and forward with Sean McComb in 2017. There's fighters faster than me, stronger than me, but no fighter is smarter than me. No fighter got the heart and determination than I got. McComb says a big heart doesn't quit. Well, this aged well. I just found this of what Sean McComb said to me a couple of years ago, says O'Hara. Now he's eating his words, the tosser.
Davis is obviously. Listen, I find weird to people getting Davis shit for that, but come on, man. Davis received a fucking. I mean, that was one of them. I was
give it back.
Abuse. He gave it back. So listen, the guy took his abuse. Let him have his moment. Let him dish it back out because he had that moment. You know, he came out of Scotland a broken man, and you know anybody comes up here, you know, you got to be strong. Come up here like, exactly, and a broken ass.
Nomination.
Eddie was raging that. Me and Tommy and Brian King were like literally like eyeball to fucking Eddie away. Oh, he was fuming. My mate was in security that night. I had my mate at the ring. Says, see when he gets that ring, fuck him up. Didn't let him get in. And Eddie's pulling his sleeve up. Look, I've got the band on. So my mate's pulling out his fucking scanner and stuff to scan his fucking band. Even Ed.
Ross Phillips has nominated Trevor Bryan for Trevor Bryan's All-Star Party. Weekend celebrity party packages here. After Trev won the big WBA interim title, he embarked on celebrating his WBA heavyweight championship victory with a festive weekend. Only $500 for a double occupancy room and a weekend. It seems that I thought it said mansion room. It might say Manson room. Might be maybe Charles Manson.
That could be a themed party. Only come if you believe in Helter Skelter. What the fuck, man? Like, I seen that he had that on his tagline on his Facebook, and I thought he's making this like, but yeah, VIP party for the interim WBA belt. Who wouldn't want to be there? It's the fucking hottest ticket in town. It's like Funkmaster Flex night. Oh.
Yeah, nomination for being with the netball again from Danny Young. And the final one here, as we hit 3 hours 10, this had been dug up from a few years ago, straight after the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder first fight. Isaac Lowe had an interesting solution for determining the winner. Rape off, all I'm saying.
I couldn't figure out what the hell that was when you kept flashing on the screen. There's no point of reference or anything. I'm like, I didn't know if it was like written incorrectly or just poor English. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
What weight division is this? What are we talking here?
I'm not sure, but I mean, I suppose if you want to determine a winner, it's as good a way as any, I suppose.
I suppose it could be a question as the pandemic goes on. Who knows? Might get to
exactly.
I'm telling you, man. 9 out of fucking. I ain't telling that one. I ain't telling. No.
Speed, come on, baby.
Right, come on, Andy. Any nominations from you? It's a strong week, man.
Yeah, it's a very strong week. I actually meant to put up Mike Coppinger last week. I completely forgot all about it until Ben reminded me. I don't know if anybody caught Devin Farmer actually responding to a tweet that Mike Coppinger sent out during the Joseph Diaz fight last week. And Farmer actually asked the question, Mike, do you work for MTK right now? So Mike Coppinger responds, I work for the truth. And the truth is that it's odd you complain that he's ducking you when the fight wasn't even remotely close. You're a talented guy, and you know you'll be back strong. That was it. I work for the truth. So
the truth.
we all know that MTK or Daniel Kinahan's bought and paid for a number of media outlets and stuff like that. So it sounds like that Mike Coppinger could be one of them. I've got my eye on a few others actually that I kind of think are actually the same, but we'll wait and see. Warren, Fearon as well for the Warren comments. That's just total pish. Total pish. I mean, the guy, Warren was actually voted British Boxer of the Year, defeated all domestic world level opponents, Frampton, Selby and Galahad. He got his fucking just due. Don't fucking let anybody else tell you anything differently. So he's muddying the waters there. Barry Jones put in a fucking belter here. Actually, he says, "I don't know if it's a tactical or if it was a bearing on the fight, but I've heard that Evanescence's been eating burritos all week." So yeah, strong week actually. AB for his cash and checks, having sex moments and that as well. Yeah, it's been quite a strong week.
Absolutely.
So
and as Johnny Horsecock Nelson says, Andy, strong week without Anthony contributing.
Anthony as well. Anthony's been quiet. You know, he picked Joseph Kelly, Pretty Boy Kelly there last night, aka Trouble Left Hooks. And it came up short, and he's been quiet. Well, everybody else is digging out my comments for, like, say, Berchelt that was going to, like, say, put fucking Valdez in the ground and that. All of a sudden, I'm getting dug out for my.
Oh, have you been dug out? I got dug out after Warrington Lara. I had a back and forward with a fella regarding Warrington and Shakur Stevenson. Forgot all about it. 6 weeks later, about 10 seconds after Lara got knocked out, your man frigging tags me in, doesn't he?
I had a few retweets and likes and stuff like that of previous comments and stuff like that. So. It's all good. Listen, everybody makes a fucking wrong pick. People lose tons of fucking dosh. That's the reason I didn't bet anymore, because it was pointless chasing it. You make wrong picks and it's fucking boxing. One punch just changes the fucking fight. That's as simple as, you know.
Well said, Andy. Talking of wrong picks, Matty, any Bellew of the Week nominations from you? Maybe for the Russian card, says Ames, deserves a Bellew of the Week nomination.
You know, for me, you could talk about his comments about being a changed man, the weight changes, his rude comments about Steve Farhood after the fight. So since I can't narrow it down, my nominee is the existence of Adrian Broner.
Love a bit of Broner.
Yeah.
Love a bit of Broner.
The fact that he exists is a total faux pas on humanity. So I'm going with that.
There you go. Could be Broner of the Week. Ozzy, any nominations from you?
No nominations from me.
Rob, anything from you?
Yeah, quickly, because I think my battery's about to die. But I sent a picture into the Twitter chat there. Floyd posted a picture of himself in, I'm sure, what is some kind of expensive outfit with his new hair and a fucking jacket, looking like he's the last member of the Jackson 5 on the Victory fucking reunion tour. Floyd this week for looking all the photograph taken by one of the security, like, unbelievable.
Rob, the one disappointing thing about this though as well is with Floyd's new hair, we might not see the red trilby again.
Yeah, he's ditching the hats now, like it's a hairline feature at every opportunity. But he's looking very lonely anyway for a man there who's sitting on his millions in his loafers.
Good old Floyd. Any nominations from you, Gabe?
Nope.
Nothing from Gabe. Andy is BRB. Right, Rob, in case we lose you, who are you going for this week? It's got to be the Tundi tattoo for me.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to beat that. Like, I'll log out there. I'll catch us next week.
Cheers, Rob. Thank you. Ozzy, who are you going for? Thanks.
Well, difficult. I say not difficult. The tattoo gets it, but apparently being a super fan of the netball is definitely a close second. And the fact that he couldn't wait to watch it just says it all. But no, for the bloke who's got a Tundi tattoo and then a cock, the word cock next to him just steals it without a doubt. I mean, what the fuck's he doing? A tattoo of Tundi Ajayi, MTK Global. Who were the two lads sparring? What me? Like,
see, the only thing that tattoo's missing is a wee kind of symbolisation where, in acrylic letters in a scroll over Tundi's head, System 9.
No, Fearon, man. I was thinking you could have Fearon's little grey beard in the corner.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. I applaud the tattoo artist because the details.
Yeah, it's good.
It's quite good. It's very
outstanding. Yeah. It's really good.
Gabriel, who are you going for this week?
Is the tattoo is a choice here, right?
It's the only choice for me.
Who the fuck is this? Who posted this shit?
I don't know. It was. Oh, hang on. It was sent in by. Let's have a look. AJ.
I think my Gibbs will be asking us who's the actual.
I don't know. Nobody know. I don't know.
So I
gotta tell you, this is one of the fucking I don't know if it's the best or the worst things I've ever seen. This wins my fucking nomination for this week, and I'm also renominating this already prior to the end of the year for the end of the year Bellew of the Year award. This is the best fucking thing I've ever seen. The tattoo for me.
I've just realised the Peacock actually follows me on Twitter, so I'm about to need to fucking DM it. Who is this fucker? Who's got it done?
Tattoo for you, Andy. I'm taking it, yeah?
Yeah, without doubt, mate. Fucking hell. I mean,
absolutely.
I've not got any tattoos now, but if I did have a tattoo, it would not be in homage to a fucking promotional company in Tundi Ajayi, for fuck's sake.
Matty, finally to you. It's academic. Who are you going for?
You know, that tattoo is really quality. And for the people that are listening, like, what you don't appreciate about it is right by the man's head, the word cock is clearly there, and he's tremendously pensive about it. So it makes it appear as though he's really having some deep thoughts about cock. Yeah. So I gotta go. I gotta go with the tattoo. The cock beats the cock. That is Adrian Broner. And Anthony moves. Anthony. He's not in the ring, so he has to be moved to champion emeritus status.
I was going to say, Steve, I think the artist could maybe just put a wee bubble over the word cock to make it think it's coming out of Tundi's head. You know? That kind of,
no, there's little cloud things.
You know?
Oh, well done, Tundi. Yeah, it's been a good laugh tonight. Congratulations. It might be Chukwu. People are speculating it could be Chukwu's tattoo. Who knows? We'll find out.